everybody. We were studying lesson number 7, nesting habits of birds. In this lesson, we have discussed about how do birds reproduce, about different nests, different kinds of nests which the birds build, about different material used by the birds to build the nest. We also discuss about the different locations where the birds build the nest. So, can you tell me how do birds reproduce? All birds reproduce by laying eggs. When they have to lay eggs, they build home called nest. What is a baby bird called? Yes, a baby bird is called as a chick. Now, is the chick able to fly as soon as it comes out of the egg? How does it look like? What do the parents do after the chick comes out from the egg? Now, most of the chicks do not have feathers. They are as helpless as you were when you were born. Yes, can a small baby eat or walk on its own? No. In the same way, the chicks are helpless. They depend on the parents. Some chicks have feathers and can run around. The parents protect and feed the chicks until they can look after themselves and learn to fly. We also discuss about different material used by the birds to build the nest. So, can you tell me about the materials used by the bird while making their nest? Different birds use different material to make their nest. Most of the birds use twigs, leaves, cotton, feathers, pebbles, mud to make their nest. Yes, these are the common materials which are used by the bird for making their nest. They are twigs, leaves, cotton, feathers, pebbles, mud, etc. Now, let us solve a crossword. Now you have to solve the crossword with the clues given. I will show you, yes, these are the boxes. Now I'm going to read out the question. You be ready with your answer. For one down is it stitches leaves together for its nest. You be ready with the answer. Next I'm going to show the answers. Second down, the place where a bird lays its eggs. What is it called? Third down, it builds its nest of sticks on trees. Fourth, across, it builds a mud nest. Fifth, across, a newly hatched baby bird. Now, are you ready with all your answers? I'm going to show you the answers. You check it out whether yours was correct or not. Now, the one down. It stitches leaves together for its nest. The answer is tailor bird. Second down. The place where a bird lays its eggs. The answer is nest. Third down, it builds its nest of sticks on trees. The answer is stalk. Fourth, across, it builds a mud nest. The answer is swallow. Fifth, across, a newly hatched baby bird. Yes, the answer is chick. A newly hatched baby bird is called a chick. So, Can you tell me which bird makes a ball-like nest that hangs on a tree? Yes, a ball-like nest that hangs on a tree. Let us see the picture. Now, can you guess the name of the bird? Yes, that's the nest of a weaver bird. Now, which bird makes its nest high on trees or cliffs with sticks and twigs? Yes, that's the nest of an eagle. Can you tell me the name of a bird after looking at the picture? Which bird it is? Yes, that's a stork. A stork also makes its nest using sticks and twigs. Now, can you tell me the name of this bird, which makes its nest in the tree trunk by digging a hole in it? Right, that's the nest of a woodpecker. Now, do you know where does a swan build its nest? Where does it live? Let us have a look at the picture. Right, this is a swan's nest. A swan built its nest near water bodies on the ground. Yes, a swan builds its nest on the ground near a water body with the help of reed and grass. Now, we are going to study about migration. Now, what is migration? Do you know that the people who stay in very cold places like Shimla, Kullu, Manali go to warmer places during winter? In the same way, several animals and birds that live in a very cold place like Siberia in Russia come to warmer places like India, China, Iran during winters. They travel thousands of miles to find their way, to find warmth, find food, and give birth to their young ones. They travel alone or in large groups. At the end of the winter, they go back to their original home from where they had moved to a warmer place. So, what is it called? It is called migration. So, what is migration? The seasonal movement of animals from one region to another is called migration. Why seasonal movement? Because they move particularly in the winter. In the winter, the birds travel thousands of kilometers to go to a warmer place. They are great travelers. Now, birds migrate for several reasons. Migration is a necessary part of the survival of many types of birds. During winter, there is not enough food to sustain. This lets the bird know that it is the time to migrate to another area that can meet their needs, where they can have food. Now, suppose that you are very hungry and you have gone to a grocery shop. What if you went to a grocery shop and there was no food? Will you wait for the food to arrive or you will go to some other place to have your food? Of course, you will go to some other place. The migratory birds do the same thing. When there is not sufficient food, they go to the warmer places to get food, to get warmth, because also the winter is not bearable, it is too cold. So they move to the warmer places, and the nature is their grocery shop. Of course, The birds do not go to a grocery shop to have food. They get their food from the nature. Migratory birds do the same thing. They move to the faraway place, traveling thousands of kilometers. So this is in this picture we can see the migration of birds. They fly thousands of kilometers from a cold region to a warmer region. This is an Arctic tern. There are few migratory birds like a Siberian crane and Arctic tern which travel a long distance and go to a warmer places. Now, the Arctic tern travels from the Arctic region to Antarctica where it spends the winter. It flies back to the Arctic region in summer. It flies approximately 40,000 kilometers every year. At times, or usually, the birds lay their eggs to the warmer places and they fly back with their babies. Now, listen to a poem. I'm going to tell you a nice poem. चिवताईच्या पिल्ला खरं सांग मला आकाशातले रस्ते कसे सापडतात तुला आकाशातल्या रस्त्यांवर पांढऱ्या खुणा असतात का लाल हिरवे पिवळे दिवे आणि पोलीस मामा असतात का नाव those who know Marathi they can understand the poem well. In this poem a small child is asking a bird that tell me how do you understand or how do you find your way in the sky? Is there any kind of marking in the sky? Are there the traffic signals as we have on the land? Is there a policeman standing? So, don't you think how do the birds travel so many kilometers and still they do not lose their way? How do they find their way in the sky? Now tell me, when you travel by your cars, what do you use to find the direction? Right, you use the GPS system. So, do the birds have any kind of GPS system? No, I'm just kidding. They use the position of the sun and the stars. Yes, they use the sun's position throughout the day in the sky as a guide and they create a mental map in their mind, keeping in mind the rivers, mountains, etc. In this way, the birds travel long distances without losing their way and going in the right direction. So, we studied about migration. The birds living in cold places fly to warmer place during winter. So this is migration, the seasonal movement of bird from one region to another is known as migration. Their long journey is called migration. Siberian crane and Arctic tern are migratory birds. Now, as we have discussed, they do not have any GPS system. So, they perhaps use the position of sun or stars to find their way. So, in this chapter, we studied about how do birds reproduce, about different kind of bird nests, about different material used by the bird to build their nest, about different beautiful nests made by the birds. We also studied about migration. I am going to end this session here.